Hi everybody. So today I am going to try to get some stuff done that I've been meaning to work on and just have been putting it off. It's been a rough few weeks. We had to put our dog down, and so it's been kind of hard to get motivated. But we are leaving in just a few days, less than a week, to go visit our family and to have a baby shower for my daughter. So there are some things that I need to get done. One of the things I'm working on right now is I am going through all these baby clothes that I bought, and I'm checking for spots and stains, and I'm going to try to shout them out. And so I'm just going to, I already went through and put spot remover on a bunch of them, not a bunch of them, maybe a quarter of them, and hopefully the stains will come out. If not, I'll figure out another purpose for them. So I'm just going to put all these in the washing machine. I have so many beautiful things for my granddaughter. Look at this cute little spring jacket that a friend gave me, and this little cute spring jacket. So cute. And I guess that's all. So I'm going to start the washing machine, and I will meet you in the kitchen because I've been trying to use up all of the things that will perish in my kitchen before we leave. I made some chili spaghetti, meatless chili spaghetti yesterday to use up some things, onions and celery and stuff like that. But today I'm going to try to make like a pumpkin crumble. I have a can of pumpkin that's been staring at me, and I just have a taste for something pumpkin and fallish. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to make that. I think it'll turn out. How bad can it taste with sugar and pumpkin and oats and nuts? So I'm going to start the washing machine. I'm going to get these washing, and I will meet you in the kitchen for the crumble. So I'm in the kitchen, and I found this recipe that I'm going to try because, like I said, I'm craving pumpkin. It's called Pumpkin Baked Oatmeal, and it is from naturalnurturer.com. That's the website it's on. And it looks really delicious to me. So I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I contemplated making a double batch, but I'm trying to use up every single thing in my house that could perish while I'm gone on vacation. And who needs a double batch of something delicious, because I'll just eat it. So it calls for an 8x8. I'm assuming that's an 8x8 baking dish. And then I'm supposed to grease it with olive oil. So I'm going to pour a little olive oil in here. Run it around. I don't know about where you live, but here I actually live, I don't think I've ever mentioned where I live. I live in Minnesota, and it's been trying to be spring here, but it keeps getting really cold, and last night we had quite a storm, and it rained and snowed and sleeted. There's no snow on the ground, but there are some little sleet balls. And it's just rainy and damp, so something like an oatmeal dessert just sounds really delicious to me. Nice and homey and comforting. So, all right, I got my pan all oiled. Hopefully that's going to be good enough. In a medium bowl, I'm supposed to combine my dry ingredients. So let me find my ingredients here. So 2 cups of rolled oats. I'm assuming these are rolled oats, Old old-fashioned. So 2 cups. I guess I should get the camera into focus, huh? Okay. So 2 cups of oats. And then 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I do not have pumpkin pie spice, but I looked up the equivalent. And ground cinnamon. I'm going to put a teaspoon in. And then cloves, I'm going to put a half a teaspoon. Those smell so good. Just reminds me of the holidays. So a half a teaspoon of cloves. And then ground ginger. You can either use nutmeg, cloves, or ginger, whatever you decided. So this is what I decided. That sounded good to me. Looks like I'm going to be needing to get some more ginger. I'm almost out. Okay, now, for a minute there I thought I didn't turn the camera on. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. This is just table salt that I have. And then, oh, I didn't get my baking powder out. And then I need a teaspoon of baking powder. That is kind of clumpy. I guess I need to get some new baking powder. I was watching somebody online and they said that, which is true, I knew this, that baking powder, I just put baking soda instead of baking powder. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what that will do, but I am going to try to get it all out. What a mess. Okay. Well, hopefully that was the baking soda. But anyways, it said that you should always keep your baking soda in a Ziploc bag because it absorbs all the odors around it. So it'll absorb whatever odor it's sitting around. So as you can see, mine is not. So I should probably go ahead and buy a new one. So let me go find my baking powder. All right. Sorry. Thought it was all prepared, but I'm not. Okay, so hopefully that little bit of mix up there won't hurt anything. And then I'll put a teaspoon. Looks like I need more of this too. So a teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to stir that all up. I love recipes with oats in them. Oh, it smells like Thanksgiving. Okay, now I'm reading this off my phone. Now we add all of the dry ingredients, or all of the, boy, I'm not doing well today. All of the wet ingredients. So a cup of pumpkin puree. Not pumpkin pie filling, which I don't ever buy pumpkin pie filling, so let me get this opened up. I guess I could have been a little more prepared than I am. That's okay. It just means that it takes a little bit longer. So a cup Do you know when I bought this? I bought it it was around Thanksgiving, I believe, and people were saying online that nobody could find any pumpkin for their pumpkin pies. And so whenever I found it, I bought a can. I ended up with 2 cans, and it's just been sitting on my shelf because I believe we went to see our family for Thanksgiving, so I never used it to bake anything, so I get to use it now. Let's see, what else? 1 1/4 cup of milk. So what I have in the fridge is 2% milk, so 1 1/4 cup of that. And then 2 large eggs. You can substitute flax eggs to make egg-free. I do have flax eggs, but because I'm feeding this to my son and my husband, I'm just going to use the regular. That way I can also get rid of them. So this leaves me with 1 egg to use before I go on vacation, which I'm super excited about. I haven't been home to see my family since November, and it's been way too long, so I've really been craving a visit. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I bought this vanilla. It's good, but I bought it at Sam's Club, but I'm not going to buy it anymore. I just like regular vanilla. So this calls for 2 teaspoons. And what I mean by regular vanilla is this has, I didn't realize it when I bought it, but it has just lots of stuff in it. And I don't know. I just prefer regular vanilla, but I'm using it up. And then it calls for maple syrup or honey, which I just recently ran out of both. So I'm going to use sugar because that's all I have. And I'm going to hope that actually, I'm actually going to put a little bit more sugar because this recipe calls for chocolate chips, and I have been craving some chocolate chip pumpkin recipe because it's so good together. But I only have a intense dark chocolate, and it's pretty bitter. You can't eat it by itself. I gave it a try and it just doesn't work, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more sugar to this just to offset that, and hopefully it'll taste good. So I think maybe I'll put a 1/2 cup of sugar in. And then I stir this all up. This just smells so delicious. I know it's going to be good. Look at it. It smells like a pumpkin pie, actually. I love pumpkin pie. It's so good. This is very kind of liquidy. I guess I didn't know what to expect, but I'm going to put some chocolate chips in here, and I'm also going to put, you can put raisins, but my husband does not like raisins. So I'm going to put some walnuts in, and then I'm also going to put this chocolate in. So I need to get a board. So I have this all mixed up. It smells so good. And I'm going to cut up some little pieces of chocolate. see. Probably not going to do that much. Just cut it into little tiny chunks. This is where if you experiment, you never know how it's going to turn out with this, because it's not sweet at all. But we're going to hope for the best. I'm not going to put a whole lot in. This is maybe 2 tablespoons of chopped up super dark intensity chocolate. So that looks good. Just little tiny bite-sized pieces. That's my stove telling me it's ready. Okay. So that's about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons worth. So I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put some nuts in there. And I think I'm just going to snap those by hand so they don't get too fine. This might be too many nuts. I don't know, maybe like 1/3 of a cup of nuts maybe. This looks like more like a 1/2 cup. But and I hope it's good. Can't see why it wouldn't be. If you decide to make this, let me know how it turned out for you. So after I put my granddaughter's clothes in the washer, I realized that I had a whole other box of my daughter's clothes from when she was a little baby that I need to wash too. So I guess I'll have 2 loads of clothes for her. Alright, I ended up putting probably about a 1/2 cup in there. It's okay. So I'll give that a stir. Oh, it looks so good. Do you know what I think I want to put in here just to add a little extra? Some ground flaxseed. Doesn't hurt. I put flaxseed in my oatmeal. So maybe I'll put, I'll just put a tablespoon in there. Nobody's going to know unless they watch the video. So just put stuff in when you can. All right. Boy, this smells so delicious. Okay. So I'm going to pour it in the pan. Get all this stuff out of the way here. Pour it in the pan. Doesn't that look delicious? Just a nice little more healthier snack, because instead of using flour, we used oats. Okay, that looks so good. Now, I actually tasted the spoon. It is so good. I wanted to compare. So if you make a pie, it calls for 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. And this recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup, but I put 1/2 cup, I believe. So it does have less sugar in it, and it has oatmeal instead of flour. So, and a very dark chocolate, which is also good for you. Cinnamon's good for you. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. And you could also use like a plant-based milk if you wanted, which would make it even healthier for you. Like it said, you could use flax eggs if you're egg-free. So this is a really good recipe. What I'll try to do is link the recipe down in the description box in case you want to try to make it. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and and then while this is baking, I'll go back and check on those clothes, and then probably put the next load of my daughter's clothes in. So I'll just bring you along for my day. Here it goes into the oven. To see how long this bakes for. So let's see. It bakes for 30 to 35 minutes. So I'll set my timer. And it says on here that you bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. Oatmeal is done when it's puffed up on the edges. And then you let it cool for 5 minutes before slicing. It'll be soft at first but firm as it cools. And then you can top it with yogurt or a splash of milk, honey, maple syrup, whipped cream, fruit, whatever you want. So I will let you know how it tastes when it gets done. So I'm going to pause you here, and we'll go check on those clothes. Okay, so I'm in here with my daughter's baby clothes. I stored them, which I didn't know any better. I stored them in a cardboard box, and you know, they've been sitting around for 25 years, and the box stained them. So I've loaded them with Shout, and I'm hoping, this one was my favorite, I'm hoping that all the stains come out. I have pictures of her wearing this one. Oh, I just saw another one. So that's the best I can do, is just load it up with stain remover, and if the stains don't come out, maybe I'll try to make a blanket or something with them. Here's another cute one that that my granddaughter can have, or maybe make some baby doll clothes or something like that. So so I'm going to throw these in the washer and hope for the best. I put the other ones in the dryer, and I'm hoping for the best for those. So from here we'll just go check back on our food. The house is smelling like pumpkin pie. It smells so good. I think that this is going to be a really delicious dessert or breakfast, whatever you want it to be. I'm just finishing up my dishes, and I'm thinking about a video that I watched last night. It's a YouTuber, and her channel is called Acre Homestead, and she was talking about different ways that you can make your life easier, like doing meal prep, which I have never done, but it got me thinking about, because my husband is a pastor and he pastors a church, our weekends tend to be pretty busy, and I was thinking, gosh, it would be really nice to have things prepared for the weekend. So I think once we get back from vacation, I might do that. I might start off small and just do some meal prep for the weekend, and you know, do like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Just the thought of opening up the fridge and having things already prepared and not having to worry about doing any of that just seems really like a smart idea to me. So I'm just finishing up my dishes, and I'm getting ready to probably take the oatmeal out of the oven. So let's see how that's gonna go. All right, here we go. Feels done around the edges like they were talking about. It's still kind of moist in the middle, but I'm going to take it out. This is what it looks like. You can see the little chocolate bits in there. It looks really delicious. So I'm going to let this cool for, I think it said 5 minutes before you cut it. And then I'll do a taste test and let you know how it turned out. So I'll come back in a few minutes. I'll finish up my dishes, and then we'll taste test the oatmeal and then see what we can get into from there. Okay, so I cut a little piece. It's still very, very hot. I should have waited a lot longer, but I just wanted to taste this so I can let you guys know how it is. So I'm going to blow on this. It is really good, and it's just the perfect amount of sweetness. It's not overly sweet. It tastes more like something nutritious for you instead of a dessert. So like, you could probably make this for breakfast, and it could be your oatmeal for the day. Let me take another bite and see if I can get some chocolate. I would highly recommend this. And you can play with it any way you want. Like I said, you can make it vegan. You could put whatever you want in there in the mix. So I will put a link to this website where this is at. And oh, I see a little bit of chocolate. Let me taste this part here. The little bit of extra sugar I think worked really well with the intense dark chocolate. So highly recommend this. Go to the link and make it, and then let me know what you think about it. I am unable to spend any more time with you, so I think I'm going to shut down the video here. But I will come back another time and share something else. I'm sorry that I haven't posted a lot of cooking videos. Like I said, it's just been a difficult couple weeks, so I will be back soon. So I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.